The following comments and opinions are those of the host and not necessarily of the Motor Racing Network. Parental guidance is advised.
Daryl's not opening up today. So
it's not my podcast. It's the Corey LaJoie podcast.
Well, at least you're starting to realize that. Here we are, Sunday Money, with my friend Lauren Fox.
Hey.
And the other co-host.
Hi.
And her Sunday Money is brought to you by Hercules Tires. They're still giving away one free set of tires every month. So for your chance to win, go to HerculesTire.com/MRN and win them tires. Daryl's butt hurt today.
No, I'm decided I'm not. I don't know anything.
So can you put into context for the fine listeners?
We can read. You want to read a little bit?
Let's read it. Read that article that Kelly Crandall from Racer Magazine put out about.
Boy, Corey's sure getting a lot of press on Lauren.
All thanks to us.
Is this like when in high school you got voted to like the homecoming court? He just walked around with a little bigger head for a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do homecoming?
No.
Oh.
Let me just start by saying that I'm always right. I'm always right, and that's what makes me hard to like. I told you should go on Dale Jr. Download, but you didn't listen to me. And then Bubba goes on Dale Jr. Download and makes so many headlines, it's got to drive you crazy.
Guys, we can't start fighting this soon.
I didn't have an open invitation.
You said you did.
No. He says, man, I'd like to have you on the podcast.
That's an invitation, Corey.
No. That's not, what's he supposed to do? Call him a big, hey, you want me to come on this week?
I'm not going to do that. It wasn't like, hey, I didn't say, no, I'm not coming on your podcast. I just said I'm not to a place where I personally would like to be to go on his podcast.
Right.
Did you listen to it?
I was actually I was listening to it on the way here. It's actually pretty good.
It was
pretty
good.
Insightful on Daryl Wallace's
He
journey.
talked a lot about cheating.
What do you, like in racing?
Yeah.
I haven't got that far yet. I just got to the point where he went and fist fought his old man, which I didn't know about.
He talked a lot about soaking tires and guys in late models and guys in Legends cars and all the cheating that goes on. And
well,
I didn't know that was like a big deal.
Cheating, contrary to what people might think, Daryl, is how people go fast and win races.
You should do that.
Well, actually, we're kind of told over at Go Fast that the risk and the fine of cheating and the penalty of cheating is not worth the reward. So we don't really step into the gray area very often. We play in the black, and we don't really, or the white, whatever side you would want to call it on. We don't really push very many envelopes. That's why we get smoked every week. One of the reasons why.
Well, I was in Dover.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Corey and Lauren. I got to tell you, he had a line of people waiting to get his autograph. Line of people on the Midway for Dryden.
Oh, yeah.
I thought, I should go over there so he doesn't feel lonely out there, know? Line of people, almost as long as the line for all the Xfinity drivers.
Oh.
And I thought, it's so nice that he hasn't, turned into an asshole considering all the love he's getting. And then yesterday an article came out written by some girl in NASCAR. Let me just read you an excerpt.
She's a woman.
This woman in NASCAR
Daryl.
who writes really compelling stuff. Here's a quote. Daryl usually doesn't know what the heck he's talking about, and thinking he does, says LaJoie. And I know he doesn't know what he's talking about, so we argue. But like a lot of people that view the sport from 5,000 feet, like Daryl, they have the same opinion, and they look at it through the same scope. I know a majority of the race fans who don't really know the ins and outs of the competitive side view the sport just like Daryl does.
Am I wrong when I say that?
Yes.
How?
Here, give me my baby.
I love your baby.
Okay.
Now I'm
Daryl's coddling.
I have Poppy, who, by the way, is a better friend than Corey LaJoie has ever been.
Yeah.
So, Lauren, what do you think of that statement? He said, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
When it comes, I was meaning the competitive side of the racing. I didn't say the sport overall. I meant the competitive side.
I'm asking Lauren.
I think he kind of gave you a compliment in it.
Oh,
thank you.
Not in that specific statement.
If he gave me a compliment, my phone wouldn't have blown up from everybody that read it saying, why is your boy dogging you?
all three people.
Well, it wasn't Kelly Crandall, if that's what you're asking.
No, I'm not.
It wasn't Jim Utter, if that's what you're asking.
I'm not asking anything. I'm saying that's why this show works, is because
you have different perspectives.
I almost know I know more of the nuts and bolts than I would like to probably know, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know enough about the fan side. And I specifically said you are not a race fan, but you see the sport through the lens of a race fan.
Why am I not a race fan?
You don't know the difference between a truck arm and a track bar.
I don't know what a lollipop is, if that's what you're saying.
What the hell's that got to do
I don't know.
with anything?
Bubba kept saying lollipop. What's a lollipop?
Their lollipops are on Legends cars.
See?
See,
Now I know that.
no, you don't. You still don't know what a lollipop is. So what I was giving you an offhanded compliment.
Right.
I wasn't.
Whatever happened to I
wasn't
really
sure.
enjoy it. I'm so glad they asked me to do it. I'm so glad that Lauren and Daryl came to me and said, we should do a podcast. Let's have Corey do it with us. This will be so good. Whatever happened to that part of the article?
That got left out.
Yeah. All right. Just making sure.
Which leads me.
Yeah, he said that.
I'm
and
sorry.
She just did it right.
Lauren, who did I bring to your Christmas party last year?
You did bring Corey LaJoie.
Oh, that's right. I brought Corey LaJoie
No, I
to the
just-
MRN
You
Christmas
ran our
party.
bar tab up.
I just
The
came
two
because I
of
like to
you.
bowl.
So that
So-
because I said, I think he would be really good, guys.
You
I
know
think
what?
he'd be really good. And they said, Corey
Corey
LaJoie.
who?
Corey, the 28th place. Come on. You know who I'm talking
You know
about.
that guy.
And
Which
look
lead-
how good it's been for you.
Which leads me to my next point of exactly what I was saying in that article.
I would prefer thank you.
Thank you, Daryl.
You're welcome.
Thank you, MRN, and the people who produce the show, Tony, every week.
Because I know it's been good for you.
It absolutely has. And I haven't said one negative thing about you, Daryl. That
right.
was an offhanded compliment. You just took it as an insult.
Maybe I'm too sensitive.
But
Maybe.
Holding this baby's got my
that
ovaries bursted.
That exact point is what leads me to what I want to talk about first.
Let's go.
Earlier in the season, all I heard from you, Daryl, was about how Kyle Larson's overrated and he can drive and he does this and he does that. Well, how about Monday morning? What were you saying?
Oh, yes. It's amazing that he passed 3 cars and held them off for a win.
But his teammate on the flip side, who is actually a NASCAR champion, finished 9th, 1 lap down. They had the same stuff. So obviously, he's not quite as overrated as you would think.
Okay. That could be true. However, when Kyle Larson goes another 75 races before his next win, you're going to know I was right.
Well, there's only one. I don't know if you have watched.
So cute.
I don't know. If you
Lauren's
have
getting
watched.
so jealous that I'm holding this baby. She
Yeah.
wants her back, don't you?
Kind of.
Yeah.
She's so sweet when she's with me.
So-
Guys, you know Poppy is here, and you didn't even know it. That's how good Lauren is at having this baby.
Yeah.
You have a good baby,
She's
Lauren.
Thank you.
literally 7 inches from the mic. So any
Okay.
noise that she would make, you'd be able to hear it. So Poppy's a good
I think
baby.
she just pooped.
Mm.
So that was good for Larson. I
Yeah.
was happy for him, but I didn't realize it had been 75 races.
a long time. Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
that's a drought.
But really, the only guy winning in any Chevy car is Chase.
Mm-hmm.
So Chevy is behind the 8 ball. So for Kyle to be winning against Toyota, especially in this season, this particular season where Toyota is so fast, and I think did you throw it up in the group chat about how somebody actually put on Reddit how the Toyota cars smoke?
Yeah.
When
Oh,
they
that
start
was
up, was that
Daryl.
you?
Yeah, that was me.
So I said that how long ago? 2 months ago?
Yeah, what's that
Obviously,
about?
I think that's something in the oil, and there's no really regulations on the oil. So I don't know what you could do or can't do to oil to make the thing smoke. Obviously, it has to be better or they wouldn't do it because nobody else in the field smokes except those 5 cars. It's odd.
LaJoie clarifies that he isn't calling Mott a race fan, but that Mott's perspective helps bring out information LaJoie likes to share. Well, I guess that is a compliment.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe I should have read on further.
Maybe you should have.
Should
All
have
right.
read the whole article.
I just want you to appreciate the friendship like I do. That's all.
I do. I
That's all.
appreciate your friendship.
Tired of defending
and
you to my
I
friends.
appreciate your thoughts of thinking that just because someday somebody will win a championship and it won't carry the weight because they're not racing against Cale Yarborough anymore.
Well, I did think Jimmy Johnson was my pick for Dover. I thought this is going to be it. He's going to heat up, and he really had a great race.
I thought so. I thought honestly, like every Sunday, I'm like, oh man, today's Jimmy's day.
He's
like
back.
I just had this like this fan feeling like, oh man, Jimmy's gonna win today. But he had a solid day. But it's just hard to beat those Toyotas.
Is
And-
he somebody you talk to often or
Yeah.
not so much?
No, I talk to Jimmy every other week or so. But he's busy, right? He's the
He's
goat.
busy
so
skiing in Aspen.
he's busy skiing in Aspen, riding his mountain bike, which I was a little bit salty that he didn't give me the invite this week because usually he'll invite me to go mountain biking, but he didn't this week. So I was like,
He probably heard what you said about his friend Daryl and was
Probably.
like, I ain't going.
I'm not going to befriend that guy if he doesn't even say nice things about his so-called friends.
Jimmy's in Manhattan a lot, too. He's a New York guy now. He's always out there running around.
He's everywhere.
He's fancy.
He's a Renaissance man.
He is. He's our most interesting driver, I think. He's got a really interesting story, background, history. He's a legend who is not acting like a legend.
Well, he's a legend, to your point, that doesn't get any of the credit that he deserves for all the accolades and how good of his person and nice of a guy and how good of an ambassador for the sport he's been over his, 20-year career.
I'll tell you who needs to work on their poker face, Chad Knaus. Did you see his face when Byron made his mistake?
No.
He didn't hide it well.
Did he speed on pit road?
Yeah, they had a penalty. And he was just like, ugh,
well, Chad obviously is not one for hiding his emotions, and he's one that wears them on his sleeve. So
does Poppy.
Poppy's getting a little rambunctious. She's mad about Will Byron speeding on pit road too.
Lauren, did you watch the race?
No. I think I might have watched like a little bit of it.
It was a snoozer.
They're all running together.
I really like the racetrack. Dude. Actually, I really like the racetrack. There was more people at the racetrack than I've seen in probably 3 years.
Yep, I agree with that.
But
man, it just does not breed.
That package does
not breed good racing there. It is so fast.
Needs to be asphalt.
That's what Dale Jr. talking about.
Tear up the concrete. No, I really like that racetrack though, and I think they're doing everything right, and it's not their fault.
Yep.
But that particular race was hard.
Yeah, I agree. They put boots on the ground. They try to sell tickets. They do a lot of activation, but there was no caution. I think there was one caution for Chase Elliott blowing up lap 9 or 7, and then that was it. It was green except for the stages the rest of the day.
Which, if you like Denny Hamlin, that was a pretty first exciting stage or two.
I'm glad you went into that, because then I wanted to talk about Logano, who broke a gear before the green flag even started, before the green flag even flew, and went 24 laps down, fixing it behind the wall, and raced the leaders. Was it the first or second segment at the end?
I
was so far back I couldn't even see.
Well, listen, I think it was the second.
But anyways,
he
was racing the leaders.
She was.
Like it was for the win with 3 to go. And you have Denny Hamlin asking what the hell is he doing racing the leaders that hard when he's 24 laps down, which I see his point validly. But I also see Logano's point where if he goes any more laps down, he needs to maintain that 22 or 24 laps down, because he could actually catch some of the backmarker guys that fall to him. So I see both sides of it. I think, like Denny says, he could have probably put a couple points in the bank in the old brownie points department.
What do you think Joey was thinking?
Joey was thinking about himself, right, and just how to get 1 or 2 spots. But, hey, like
if you were in Joey's head on that moment, what do you think he's going through?
I'm not. So Joey has way more trophies on the shelf than I do.
Win this race.
No, he wasn't thinking about that. He's just trying to get every single point that's available to him.
I was trying to tee you up for your impression.
No, you don't get it that easily.
People love it.
I know people love it. If I gave it to him every week, then it wouldn't be so good anymore.
Right. They have to wait every week to see, is he going to do it?
Breaking news in the world of NASCAR. This is huge, guys. Oh, my gosh. Did you see this yet, Corey, this morning?
No.
Oh, man. Okay. Apparently, driver Corey LaJoie swears in front of children.
Really?
Here we go. Great podcast to listen to. Corey seems to be one of the most open, if not the most open driver in NASCAR. If you want honest racing opinions, funny stories, and impressions of Joey Logano, well, listen, you're in the right place. I DM'd Corey this story already, but at Dover, I met Corey. I brought up how much I loved Michael Schumacher and the story about him, but there were some unaccompanied kids behind me, so I didn't swear. Well, Corey obviously didn't see those kids and dropped 2 or 3 F-bombs. Not a big deal.
No.
But as Corey walked away, a minute or so later, a mom approached me and started chewing my butt out for Corey swearing. She chewed me out for like 5 minutes, and I'm a big-time Corey guy, so now I feel like I'm his PR guy too. I wasn't fully paying attention to her because Corey was more interested in talking on stage, but I snapped back into the conversation because I swear she called him Corey Logano.
Well, at least she doesn't know who I am.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Those kids need to grow up. They're going to hear some bad words. Get over it.
Well, no.
Tell him, Lauren.
I do.
Can you swear in front of Poppy?
Hell yeah, I do.
No, so I do this big fan stage thing with Ricky Rackman.
That's a cute fucking baby
for the for the track, and I get done and I'm sitting there signing autographs up against the fence, right? And this guy's like, "Oh man, I love the podcast. I especially love the one with your dad and the story of when he was calling you Michael Schumacher." And I just said, "Michael fucking Schumacher," like my dad was calling me right at the track as he has his sawzall cutting the bent stuff off this race car. And apparently, I said it one time, not multiple. And I was just reenacting I wanted the story to hit home and take effect.
That's pretty good.
So apparently, the most guarded mom of all time.
I like that she didn't come up to you,
took offense to that. At least she thinks that I'm Joey Logano. So at least
Corey Logano.
I'm good with that. So off the track, a lot of stuff was fun this weekend. I was sponsored by Dryden. They sponsored the race as well. We got a lot of good stuff going there.
Lauren, I started you know how hard it is to start the grid where Corey races. We started at Corey, and we plugged his shoes because I looked down and saw the baby feet on the shoes.
No, I wanted to ask you this earlier, but we moved on. Were you trying to get it like we have a kid on the way, or were you just like talking about the feet because of Samaritan's feet?
Well, because of Samaritan's feet, because the colors look like Samaritan's feet.
They were Samaritan's feet shoes,
that's
but
what
they
I
have
thought.
their logo is 2 little feet, but on my shoes it looks like 2 little baby feet. So it all ties it all together.
Well, when you're interviewing a driver, this happens with Jimmy Johnson. He's the worst one to do it. You can either stare them straight in the eyes, which is really awkward, or you can look over their shoulder and then they just kind of look at you and you're just not looking at them, or you can look down. So this time I was looking down and I saw his shoes. So after he did his whole Dry Dean commercial, you're welcome.
Yep.
I was like, oh, and you got your shoes on. And I assumed they were Samaritan's feet shoes because they look like it. And he got a Samaritan's plug-in as well.
Wow. You really teed him up.
But when you interview Jimmy Johnson, his eyes are so angelic. He just stares at you and you like start melting.
Yeah.
Like a tear comes out.
Yeah.
And he looks through your soul.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a moment.
And he just blinks ever so gently. And I'm like, I can't stare at this man for more than 2 minutes. He has powers.
Oh God!
I don't want to know what happens to you.
No,
when
he's just, he's
Johnson's
just got
eyes.
so much he's just seen a lot. He's seen a lot of shit.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's what happened. And then I talked to a lot of your glass case friends. Everyone is very excited about the prospect of maybe doing a collab. The Glass Case of Emotion people from next door.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, I've never heard of
So
it.
to anybody that
Several
doesn't
people
know,
have asked.
we actually haven't talked about it on this show, I don't think. We were actually kicking around the idea of, during the banquet, doing a Sunday Money Glass Case of Emotion roundtable and like have different drivers and stuff come throughout the day when people are doing their obligations and stuff. Since obviously I won't be there for any NASCAR banquet festivities, I will be there.
Don't give up hope.
What do you mean? They only invite the top 16 playoff
Yeah, but maybe
guys.
they'll
Are you in the
disqualify
Rookie of
some
the
people.
Year? Is this your
No.
first full-time season?
No, technically I should be. It's my
I
full.
did say that to Corey on the grid
But
before, and he got pissed.
I don't I wouldn't be in the running for that either.
Why?
I said,
because-
isn't this your first full season? Aren't you a rookie?
You're the people's champ.
It doesn't matter. They don't give you an award for that. They do give you the most popular driver award, which I have zero chance of winning that as well.
True.
So I did the Xfinity broadcast with MRN.
Oh, you were in the booth.
Little nugget. Yeah, had a lot of fun with that.
I thought they should have had you on even more. I don't know. Like,
Well,
I don't know how many times they come to the booth.
They're
How's
just
that work?
like not a lot.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, he's just like an analyst.
Because I kept wanting to not miss it, but then I was like, I didn't know. But you did good.
Thanks. Yeah, I had some people say that I gave good insight, which I like doing that. Just talk about how the drivers are feeling within inside the cars.
Well, as a fan that knows nothing about the sport or racing, I found it really informative.
See?
I learned a
That's
lot.
Good thing, pal. How about we take a break?
What? Why?
Yeah, I think we
All
need
right,
to take
fine,
a break.
We'll take a break. We'll be back after this.
Here's your chance to win a set of your very own Hercules tires. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN. Simply register, and each month we'll give away one set of tires. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading mileage coverage to get you wherever you need to go, no matter where the road takes you. Register now for your chance to win a set of Hercules tires at HerculesTires.com/MRN. Hercules Tires. Ride on our stream.
And we're back.
Yeah, so anyways, long story short, there's the talk of doing a collab, and we want to know what you guys think. Do you think we should do this? Is this something that needs to happen, or should we stay at war with the plastic box of emojis?
I think that it would be fun.
They seem to want to do it.
If they don't want to do it, I think we should do it anyways because I think that'd be a lot of fun. But there's that. Oh, Kenny just popped in. He just texted me. So the winner of the Sunday Money hat this week is Wendy Collins at Cupcake Lady.
Ooh.
1313.
Oh, is Kenny listening? He probably can't hear right now.
No, he can't hear it. But no, I told him before I got here. I said, "Yo, find a winner for the Sunday Money hats." And then text me so I can say it on the show, like halfway in. That way people have to listen to actually know if they won the hat. So, Wendy Collins, congratulations. Follow MRN and send your shipping address to them, and then they will get a hat your way. So
Look at you, all these cool hats. You should put some Corey LaJoie stickers underneath the hat.
I do.
Oh, you're so nice. Do you put any Sunday Money stickers?
I don't have any Sunday Money
Always
stickers.
promoting himself, huh? You think you know a guy.
Well, I did have to buy the Sunday Money hats, so yes, I wasn't reimbursed for that.
Yeah.
So you're welcome.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
I don't see you going out and buying Sunday Money hats, Daryl.
These drivers act like they're so busy. Lauren, they
Can
don't
you-
do dick during the week. They literally sit around all week. They go to the shop, and all the guys at the shop
Corey
are like,
does. He welds seats.
I do.
Are you still welding?
Occasionally. I do stuff.
Just for fun?
Actually, I built this.
Do you get a paycheck from your dad?
No, that's what's even worse.
He just makes you do it for free?
Yeah, he does it for free. He just assumes that I do it.
He doesn't pay you?
No.
I thought you were out there welding like a...
No, he knows that I make more than he does, so he just stopped paying me a long time ago.
Now there's the Corey we know and love.
Yeah, so... but that's been a lot of... it's still fun because I get to make trophies and a bunch of cool stuff and design, and I would not say engineer because I'm not an engineer by no means, but I like to build cool stuff. The joy of seating and weld occasionally, keep the old creative juices flowing.
He's like us.
So how about, I want to talk about that next gen car. It's not Gen 7 anymore. They changed the name to Next.
Can you explain why in this whole sport, Austin Dillon is the one that gets to test this car?
So that was a common question within the industry. So NASCAR's answer to that was they have their own engine shop, and they're not in the playoffs, so they can actually put some effort towards developing this car. And they have several different buildings on campus. That way it's not it's kind of secluded, and they can put 4 or 5 guys specifically on that car to develop it. So the likelihood of pictures or any sort of thing getting out is lower at RCR. Now, that's what they said. It is what it is. I don't think it makes a heck of a lot of difference because what the car they practiced yesterday at Richmond probably is not going to be it's going to be close, but it won't be exactly the same as what we end up racing in 2021. But I did talk to Austin, and he says that it quote-unquote drives like a race car should, which gives me some hope that if we can stick around and just bear through the next, 14 months, that the light is coming at the end of the tunnel where we can run a little bit dirtier air, and the CG's lower, and the cars drive more like a race car should. So he said that...
why is this still happening?
Why is what still happening?
Why are we still reinventing cars for this sport over and over? And it's the same tracks.
Hey,
it's
Daryl.
the same. Why are we still doing
That's
this?
what everybody complains about.
Hey, Daryl. Can I tell you?
Yeah.
Because out of the cars on the road today, there are about, 0 that have a steering box in them anymore.
Okay.
Or truck arms out of a 1963
So we're doing it for the manufacturers.
F-150. We're doing it for the manufacturers.
That's a good reason.
That way Jack Irving or Edsel Ford or
Rusty Wallace.
And no, anybody that
he's got a dealership.
No,
Clint Boyer's got a dealership. Let's go through the drivers that have their own dealerships. That's ridiculous.
No, we're not talking about that.
Oh.
We're talking about the people who write the checks from Ford, Toyota, and Chevrolet.
Yeah,
right?
but them drivers got to move cars off their lots. Must go now.
Daryl, shut up for a second.
Big sale. Come on now to Clint Boyer Toyota.
The day is not far away that Edsel Ford wakes up and wonders why he's spending $150 million a year to develop a car that has a steering box, and no technology that they develop in NASCAR can relate to their street cars.
Okay.
So that's why we're doing it, right? So the car's going to have 18-inch wheels, which since there's no cars on the road that have 15-inch wheels anymore, a lot of them have 18s. They're going to have aluminum wheels that look cool.
Will they have spinners?
They're probably not going to be dubs, no.
Did you see the crazy psychedelic wrap on the car?
Yeah, so you couldn't see the body line, the character line. So if anybody hasn't seen the next gen car, it's on Austin Dillon's Instagram. It's pretty neat looking.
I'll show you, Lauren.
They have a lot of aero doodads, if you wanted to call them, to get air, to make the air quote unquote cleaner behind the car. So he just said Austin said they won't really let them open it up and really drive it hard. They want to just kind of make sure the thing works. But he said it drives like a super late model. It's badass, quote unquote. And then he said the brakes stop super good. Because the car's probably 300 pounds lighter. I don't know the exact weight. It is lighter, and the center of gravity is probably an inch lower. So I'm interested to see it up close. I'm interested to obviously drive it one day, but I'm excited with the direction the sport's going. I think that's a necessity because to explain that, Daryl, we do need to recreate the wheel in a sense where we don't need to keep developing cars that have old technology on them.
Did we hear single center locking nut possibly?
Yeah, so they are. I don't want to say that they are locked in 100%, but they are a lot closer to 100% than they are 0. So I've heard last week that they are leaning heavily to a one nutted wheel.
I think the manufacturers are very important, obviously, but I was hoping the answer would be so guys like me have a fighting chance, or so that shops like me don't have to have $25 million in funding, or so guys like me can ride up with the big boys. Like that's a good reason to reinvent the wheel. So I say
it's not all about me, Daryl. It's not all about me.
In Lauren and I's world, it has become that. Yeah, it really has.
So. There's different things. So I wanted to. So yes, they're going to come in. They're going to come in with a budget cap of like $15 million. I heard.
Oh, good.
Which would be half of what a lot of the teams are spending now. It would be about 3 times what Go Fast is spending. So we still have to get there.
But all the drivers that have the big money always come on Twitter and say they'll find a way around that.
They will, but it's a heck of a lot easier if there is a cap in place than there wouldn't be when teams it's a bottomless pit right now for guys that just spend money to develop a spindle that doesn't go on anything but a Winston Cup car.
That's a spindle. Did we talk about the new rules package and the limited testing and the air tunnel time? And did we talk about all that? I feel like we didn't.
No, that came out later last week.
So
anything you want to comment on that since this is a racing podcast now?
Okay, yeah, I could. So they went from...
Lauren, remember when we used to talk about like the world and other things going on besides racing?
And now it's all just boring stuff, though, that's going on in the world. Like, we don't want to talk about the impeachment inquiry on here,
or Hong Kong protests or anything else. It's all about the lives and times of racing drivers and their troubles.
Important stuff.
I don't want to talk about wind tunnel time too much, but they went from unlimited to 150 hours per organization.
Well, I was just wondering if that's going to... do you see that being a big deal?
No, because I just think that the teams are going to spend whatever money they save on going to the wind tunnel and having a wind tunnel team. They're going to invest it in computer fluid dynamics and hire some more engineers that can just make a model on the computer and make infinite amount of runs.
Craziness.
Because I don't know if anybody knows, Gene Haas owns the wind tunnel right down the street. Yeah. So Stuart Haas spent about 900 hours in the wind tunnel last year.
And Penske has one too, right?
I'm not sure if Penske does, but I'm sure they have open. Yeah, it's right across the street.
They do.
They don't own it. But
I know that because I read, not because I know things.
No, but they don't own it. It's right across the street from their shop.
No, Roger has one.
How would they know?
I don't think the race team uses it, though.
So, like, can you, like, build one in your shop and use it that way?
Probably, but it's quite an undertaking, I'm sure, to build a wind tunnel.
Oh.
It's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, wind tunnels are cool, but you find a lot of speed there, but you also can spend a lot of money there, right?
So what was everybody talking about? Like, people, like basically crews getting cut, and
so they cut one roster spot from 11 to 10, and they cut down some management positions that can travel to the racetrack. Which, you know, if you start adding it all up with a 4-car team, it's going to end up being a couple $100,000 per person with just logistics and travel and airplane tickets and all that sort of stuff. But I think that they're tripping over dollars trying to pick up the pennies.
Penske Technology Group wind tunnel.
Where's it at? Michigan?
No, I don't know. Maybe it's in an undisclosed location. Oh, it's 105 acres, maybe. I don't know, but he's got one. Of course, he has one.
I believe you. Of course, he does. He's got everything. Chip Ganassi has a 1 mile long tunnel through a mountain. Do you know that?
Is there any team owners you would refuse to drive for, based on anything?
No.
No, Corey's a sellout.
He is.
Anything for $1.
If your race car is fast, I will bring seats and a can-do attitude.
Really? Nothing would dissuade you?
No.
You don't have to name names.
No,
I'm just saying morally, there's nobody you wouldn't drive for?
I'm not going to name any names, but there are certain owners that I would love to drive for, and then there's be certain owners that, you know, that wouldn't be my first choice, I guess.
Yeah, because you kind of came up with, like, Hemrick, right?
Yeah.
So when you see like that going down, does that give you like pause? Like, oh, I would never go over there now because obviously.
No, like actually, RC would be one of the top guys on my list because I respect him. He's been in the sport for a long time, and I hate the situation that Daniel was in. But that's just racing. It's a competitive-based business. When you have a guy with some funding in his pocket that's successful in the lower levels within RCR, you should expect to kind of get bumped.
So you would go anywhere?
I'd go pretty much anywhere.
You'd race for Chip?
Yeah, I'd race for Chip. You know, I like all those guys. Everybody has their pros and cons, even myself, right? I have my quirks. Everybody has their quirks, but you learn to work through it. And if everybody has the same mission of being a successful team owner or driver or crew chief, then I think it all can work. But yeah, there's certain people that I'd love to drive for, and there's certain people that probably
give us your Christmas list.
No, it's obvious.
Top one.
What do you mean top one?
What I want to
He
know.
wants to drive for Mr. Hendrick.
Yeah, I mean,
Hello, Mr. Hendrick. I'm Corey LaJoie.
I've idolized Hendrick Motorsports my whole life, and it was really cool when Dad got the opportunity to fill in for Ricky Craven over there in the 50 Budweiser car. And my dad speaks really highly of Rick, so obviously Rick would be the top of my list probably. But
I wasn't asking for names, but I was just wondering if your dad or anybody told you like, hey, stay away from this man.
No.
I don't like the way he does business. Or
I think people wouldn't be in the business as long as they have, whether it be RC or even Tad, Rick Hendrick, Phil, Joe Gibbs. Like these guys wouldn't be in the business as long as they have if they did business the wrong way. The Passy is on the
Lauren,
floor.
I'm not going to mom shame you, but you should have a Passy with a clip on it. This is like the 5th time.
Thank
so,
you.
yeah, we can move on.
Did you know, Lauren, that Corey is a 3rd-generation racer? I didn't know that either. I thought the buck stopped at Rand, but it turns out there was somebody before Randy.
Don LaJoie.
Don LaJoie. Why don't you ever tell us that? You're 3rd generation.
Wait, you talked about that when your dad was on.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to that episode.
Yeah,
of course
I know
you
you
did.
Boring.
You were mad.
Like he is now.
I was on vacation.
So my grandpa, Don LaJoie, he is 83, I think. I should know that. 82 or 83.
Yeah, you should know that.
Did he win races?
Yeah.
So really, you're the only one in the family that doesn't win.
Yeah. I'm a letdown to my entire family.
Can you imagine Thanksgiving?
So my grandpa.
How are things going, Corey?
My grandpa is.
Well, Papa, listen,
It's Pepe. Which is French for grandpa. So Pepe.
That's also my favorite Jimmy John sandwich, Pepe.
Nice. I like the Club Lulu.
You're welcome.
So Don LaJoie, Pepe, is in the New England Auto Racing Hall of Fame.
Look at you. You got a lot to live up to.
Yep.
I got to give you credit. You have a lot of pressure.
I mean,
you got Kelly won in the Grey Gooses. You got Randy won.
Golden Goose.
She
used to want Grey Goose, but
you got
now
the
she's
French,
pregnant.
the Frenchman telling you got to get in the Hall of Fame. There's a lot going on.
No, nobody's telling me anything. Everybody's supportive. My grandpa's probably the most supportive. Because he supported me even financially growing up through the K&N series and stuff. He gave me some money, and that's really what kind of got us going.
Mm-hmm.
But he went to Dover. He was in the Dryden Suite hanging out.
Oh, he was there?
Oh yeah. But anytime he calls me about twice a week, we talk for a couple hours, and anytime I talk to him, I was like, "Oh, what are you doing, Pepe?" "Oh, just got done working a half day." So his half day is from 6 to 6.
Oh, he's got like our schedule.
The junkyard. See, my grandpa owns a couple junkyards.
Does he?
Gets up at 5 o'clock every day, puts his boots on.
Where?
Goes to work at Norwalk, Connecticut.
Okay.
That's where my dad grew up as well.
Old money.
He moved down, not that much, because I wouldn't be where I'm at if I had some old money.
Anybody that's in sanitation or
no, for sure,
or scrap metal in Connecticut is old money.
No, my grandpa has some money.
People have disappeared in that junkyard.
No, he's actually had some. I
watched Scorsese movies.
No, he's actually had some yards get closed down because he wouldn't grease the right palms.
Really?
Up there, yeah.
Yeah, because it's pretty rough out there. Like it was.
A lot of mafia run up there.
Yeah.
So, but Grandpa seems to do it the right way. He's been a definitely an idol of mine. Just how he handles people and situations my whole life, and it's interesting to see how, because it seems to me like Grandpa and my dad's relationship was similar to my dad's and my relationship. And then my grandpa is like the most kind, tender-hearted guy towards me.
When's the last time Rand gave you a hug?
It's been a while. But like our relationship now is great.
When's the last time he said "I love you"?
A couple weeks ago.
I'm proud of you, son.
Yeah, I don't get that very often. Sometimes, like he's been a lot nicer, and he's supportive now because he actually sees that when I do run 28th, it's not because I suck. It's because I actually got everything out of the car.
Well, maybe he's been listening to some Sunday Money, and
my mom listens to it.
What's her name?
Lisa.
Lisa, do you feel like your son's head has gotten bigger since we started this 27 episodes ago? Because I got to be honest, I really liked Corey, and I'm finding it harder to like him these days.
She would disagree with
Everybody else likes him more, which I'm happy that we got our goal, because people really like him now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm finding that I don't like him as much anymore. What about you, Lauren?
I like him.
Oh, you still like him? Okay.
I still like him.
Okay, well, I like you sometimes, but has Lisa said like, hey, enough, all right, your ego's huge?
No, she would actually probably disagree with you.
No, I'm just kidding. So your mom, she's cool?
She's the best.
Yeah, I just like giving you a hard time.
I know you do.
Our babysitter's here. Hold on, we're going to take a break so Nicole can take Poppy.
Here's your chance to win a set of your very own Hercules tires. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN. Simply register, and each month we'll give away one set of tires. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading mileage coverage to get you wherever you need to go, no matter where the road takes you. Register now for your chance to win a set of Hercules tires at HerculesTires.com/MRN. Hercules Tires. Ride on our street.
And we're back. Corey hasn't been paid yet for the podcast? He hasn't got a single, what do they call it, a shekel?
Peso?
We'll have to go talk to, go talk to Nicole.
Accounting. We're going to accounting right now.
That's pretty crazy.
I got a baby to pay for here.
I think there's quite a bit going on down in Daytona Beach right now, but I'm sure the check's getting ready to be cut.
Well, there's probably a heck of a lot bigger.
Have you
checks.
never gotten paid from this?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
No, I have not at all. That's fine though.
All right, so then maybe it's okay that we're showing up then, Lauren, right?
Why am I not getting paid for this either?
That's part of your job
Bullshit.
description.
Yeah, you're right.
That's pretty funny.
You know what? I would do it for free.
I know you would.
I don't want to tell our
because you benefit from
powers
it.
that be.
Lauren and I just waste a Tuesday.
Yeah.
He canceled on us yesterday. I was like, dude.
I know.
Dude.
Yeah.
What was your conference call about?
So it was a conference call with Samaritan's Feet and Malik Monk. We're trying to get Malik Monk.
Oh, you're trying to get other athletes?
Trying to get different athletes from different sports.
Ask the podcast people. Hey, is there anybody out there in podcast land that knows any professional athletes that are interested in doing something? Because Corey's looking for other sports. So maybe somebody knows somebody. You'd be surprised.
Maybe so. So we had a conference call with Malik Monk yesterday. We're trying to get him to do this the shoe stakes with NBA guys.
My friend Kurt's wife is a professional polo player.
Oh,
is that something you might be interested in?
Yeah, we might do a polo shoe stakes.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Are we getting a season 2?
No, they're not.
They might.
They're not?
There's no. I don't know.
I guess they would have already gotten a season 2 if.
I hope they don't.
If they would have gotten one. But, yeah. Oh, my God. How are you?
Is there anything else in the racing world that you're dying to tell us about?
Well, we're going to Talladega this week.
Yep, Talladega.
So instead of having a 0.0% chance of winning every week, now we have like a 3% chance of winning.
Hey.
So we definitely tighten the belts down there at Talladega because hopefully a bunch of people wreck and we don't wreck and we're have all the tires pointing in the right direction there at the end and we can get up there and jam it towards the front.
Yeah, Talladega.
So Daryl.
Yep.
You're doing the what do they call that thing?
The big one on the boulevard.
How long have you been doing that down there?
Since the 80s. No.
Yeah?
A long time. Since sprint days, probably. So they do one in the fall and one in the spring. And Lauren's never come to the parade, have you?
No, I don't go to Talladega.
I know, but you could.
For fun? You think I want to go to Talladega?
No, for Andrew. I think Andrew would like to go to Talladega.
Would.
He
Andrew
can
would.
Kayla likes to
travel
go.
his butt down there
She's
himself.
like, I don't have anybody to hang out with because you're always busy working. And then I'm just standing up there watching the parade. They do a parade, and it's through the Dega Boulevard, right? All the campers. And then they do wrestling and food eating, and it's fun. And Corey comes out, and Bubba is there, and Bubba's really taking a shining to it. He kind of he gets on the mic.
He kind of MCs. Yeah, he kind of MCs.
So that's nice. It makes it way easy for me.
That's good.
I give Bubba like a 6 out of 10 when he MCs that thing.
Yeah, he's not an MC, but he has fun. He's excited to be there.
He's not a professional like Daryl.
No. I'm one of the best in the biz, kids.
You sure are.
And I occasionally do whatever Kelly said. I occasionally do other things too. She's funny.
Who?
Kelly Crandall. I didn't like your article, Kelly.
Oh.
And then also,
he is butthurt.
No, I don't care. They do. I don't really care. I just care for this hour because it's entertaining. We do the parade, we do the games, all the drivers come out, but a lot of the drivers wear their hoodies, right?
Right.
Just picture like Noah
They're
Gragson.
incognito.
Yeah, and they just kind of stand back and talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but Bubba comes out and he's like real excitable, and then Clint usually talks too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really gross. They eat gross things, they do gross things, but that track has been great to me. They treat me nice.
Good old Russell.
Yep, and I'll do all the grid interviews there as well.
Right.
So maybe I'll have to start somewhere else besides Corey because we can't give him love 2 weeks in a row, right?
No, goodness, no.
No, but we haven't asked Russell to put up a Sunday Money thing. I bet he would.
He probably would.
And they just spent a bunch of money on that track.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the garage down there. They're brand new.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a lot of good things. I'm excited to see it. In it, the president, right, is retiring, Grant Lynch.
Lynch.
So I've got one of those. I stole the hat that we were doing a video here, the big one where it's like the bill is like 3 feet long. I'm wearing that on the boulevard down there.
That's fun, right?
Yeah.
I did the red carpet.
So I can't wait to see my friend Daryl Motte on the boulevard now.
Yeah, man. We're going to party.
Is it Friday night or Saturday?
Let's ask Lauren. Do you think Corey talks to me when other big drivers are around?
No.
No
way.
Never.
You lie like a dog because I stand over there on the side where you're at the entire time. Do I not?
Nice. Maybe you do. I'm usually drunk.
So...
Because it's a big drinking party. Everyone's having fun drinking, and it's Friday night, and the drivers don't have to, do anything the next day, so that's nice.
Right.
They get to party a little. And then the kids have like a kid night. I'm going to go help out with that. That's fun.
Oh,
are you drunk for that too?
No, I don't drink for that one. They usually get to have an interview with a driver, and then sometimes they do like movie night, and they have like 300 inflatable mattresses, and all the little kids lay on it and watch a movie, and it's like a little camping night.
That sounds like something that would happen at Michael Jackson's
Well,
house.
no, the idea is because the parents are just like crazy life, the kids. How much fun is it to hang out in the campgrounds at Talladega?
They
when
need
you're
like a
6?
babysitter.
Yeah, so the track helps out. Isn't that cool?
So nice.
You should come.
No.
No?
Sorry, I'm busy.
Okay, all right.
Who's your pick to win Talladega?
Brad Keselowski.
It's a good choice.
That's what I was gonna say.
Really?
So Ford has won the last 5 Talladega Fall races. 5.
Yeah.
That's 5 years in a row. That's pretty impressive. So odds are a Ford wins. Brad's pretty good speedway racer as well as Joey. Joey's going to be obviously digging pretty hard because he's right on the cut line. He's even with that over his negative circumstances this past weekend. So he's going to be racing hard.
Have you talked to Kyle?
Which
you
one?
talked to Kyle Busch? I mean, you were for a minute. You were like giving him like go-karts and stuff. Do you talk to him?
Yeah, occasionally.
He was in a weird mood this weekend.
Like a normal
He
Kyle
was
Busch
real short on the red carpet, like just bad mood.
Maybe he was just locked in and focused.
Maybe. I don't know. It seems like something's going on over there. He just seems not very happy. He seems like how Bubba was when Bubba was in his sadness.
So you think he's in a sadness?
Yeah, I think Kyle's in a sad place.
Do you know if there's any reason why he might be?
I don't know. He just seemed like real, like, I don't know, just like.
It's because Samantha's not getting a season 2 of Racing Wives.
He's probably tired of hearing about Racing Wives.
Probably.
Maybe. Maybe they will get a season 2. If anything, they should do a spinoff. The Mariel Whitney show.
Yeah, the Whitney and Mariel show I would watch.
Yeah.
Those
and then
crazy
Jordan
girls.
can like be on too. Jordan's funny. They're all funny.
Yeah.
But did you see Kyle Larson's wife shotgun in the beer?
That was awesome.
Yeah,
That was
and
great.
surprisingly, of course,
That was a
people
tall
online,
boy Bush too. That wasn't like a small one. That was a big one.
I had a big issue with it.
Well,
Kudos.
Andrew was
Big issue.
was critiquing her shotgunning abilities.
Oh no, I didn't have a problem with that.
Oh.
Why? What do you?
She had a cashmere jacket on. You don't shotgun a beer in a cashmere long coat. That was a
When-
nice
I think she
jacket.
can afford to get a new one.
She can buy 3 of them
That
now.
was a
Yeah.
nice jacket. That's pretty funny. So, do you think Kelly would ever shotgun a beer if you were winning races?
Probably,
That'd be pretty
yeah.
cool.
And probably not, but maybe. Like if I said let's do one together, she'd be like, oh, okay, let's do it.
Should do it.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I didn't marry a race car driver because I would need them to make me a margarita because I don't drink beer.
You don't drink beer?
No.
Yeah. You want it on the rocks or with the salt? What?
Yeah, I'd have to get somebody to bring me a margarita.
By the way, I've noticed you and Andrew do a lot of Instagramming of each other sleeping. One of you is always asleep.
Yeah.
Who falls asleep first?
Oh, him.
Always.
He's a grandpa.
And then Corey started doing it. There's been a couple times where Kelly's posted Corey asleep on the couch with Leonidas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that just like you just kind of like teasing
I
him?
think that the only reason for social media is to embarrass your spouse.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So it kind of shows like the inside of the life, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to just get on there and constantly be like, oh, look at how great my husband is. No, I want to show him. I have a video that I'm just waiting for the right moment to post of him eating a popsicle.
Oh dear.
A phallic shaped popsicle.
Can we watch
A
it?
long ways.
Can we watch it?
Yep, I'll show you.
It's going to debut here.
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to post it.
So I don't know what happened or what we were talking about, but it came up that we were talking about breast milk. Kelly and I were, and she was like, "You're definitely gonna try my breast milk." I'm like,
Oh dear.
"Gross! I'm not gonna try what comes out of you." What's it? What's the original stuff?
Colostrum.
Colostrum. It's like calling it like colloquialism.
That's what you have when you're in the hospital, before your milk
Right.
comes in.
So she was reading on her little app like how big the baby is, right, and all that
It's the
sort of
size
stuff.
of a peanut.
So like now her breasts are starting to fill up with this what?
Well, her milk ducts they're forming, and so then she's getting
Colloquialism.
colostrum.
Colostrum.
That word is
And
terrible.
I was like, maybe I should just try a little bit of that colostrum, make sure it's good for the baby.
Oh, you don't want to try that. It's like thick.
Oh.
It's gross. The breast milk isn't bad. It doesn't really taste like anything.
And then that got us on the topic of like, so obviously cows drink calves drink their mother's milk.
Sure.
Right.
But like, do adult cows think that male cows milk tastes gross. Like, do they think human breast milk tastes better than cow's breast
I
milk
see what
when
you're
they're
saying.
older?
That's a good
Like,
question.
if cows were to go
a grown-up cow.
to the supermarket,
Yeah.
would they think that buying human breast milk was better than cow breast milk?
Maybe.
Has Andrew tasted
There's no
your
way
milk?
this stays in the podcast.
This is
Why?
in the podcast. Has Andrew tasted your milk?
No.
Never.
No, he won't do it.
Aren't you supposed to put it on your wrist and make sure it's
That's a bottle of formula.
Okay.
You test it on your wrist.
so
to
you
see
never
if it's
just
too hot.
squirt it at him?
No. But as I was getting dressed this morning,
like the fair, like you shoot the guns in the little hole.
as I was getting dressed this morning, I was walking around. I mean, obviously, like I had gotten out of the shower, so I was naked, and my boobs started leaking onto the floor, and I had that's why
leaker.
that's why I'm late because I had to sit down and pump because my boobs were leaking. It was just dripping out.
Oh dear.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
We should make a sound clip out of that and put that on here to promote the podcast.
People
Tony,
want to
please
get
leave
to
that.
know us.
Tony's
and,
he's
Please
writing
leave that.
down the time code to
Please,
delete right
please
now.
leave that. Please.
well,
leave
on that note, maybe it's time to go to reviews.
Yeah, it is time to go to reviews.
Lauren is up first. She has a bone to pick.
I've been waiting all week.
Yeah, and by the way, Lauren, I know how you feel because everyone kisses Corey's ass, and
Right.
then I get the hate
Right.
because people think it's funny, which is fine because I have thick skin. Race car drivers are notoriously sensitive, but I don't like when they go after our little friend Lauren.
Daryl, I would not say that you have thick skin, my friend.
I'm acting for theatrical reasons.
okay.
You think I really
know
care?
why you guys come in here all pissy when people have written a bad review about
Yeah.
you now.
Yeah.
Because I got my first bad review.
Let's
Oh
hear it.
no!
Bull 858. Great show. The girl. I'm a woman. I have breasts.
That are leaking as we
that are
speak.
weak. The girl is annoying and talks way too much. But other than that, it's very entertaining and love listening to Corey. Big fan of his.
Oh,
Thanks,
Well,
Bull.
Bull 858, you can suck my dick.
Don't talk bad about my friend.
Yeah,
And
I'm not annoying. I
can-
talk the least out of these three
You can talk
goons
bad
that
about-
are sitting in
You
here.
can talk bad about Daryl.
oh boy!
You can't talk
Don't
bad
you
about
talk
Lauren.
bad about me.
Yeah, you leave Lauren alone.
I lost a lot of sleep over that this week. Just kidding.
Corey, did you find one?
No. Go
What?
ahead.
What do you mean?
Oh, okay. I'll say the Corey LaJoie guilt trip from Nell M88. 5 stars, thank you. When Corey LaJoie asks if you've written a review on Sunday Money, you haven't. You kind of feel bad about it, especially when you love the show. So here goes nothing. What I love. 1, the title. I mean, come on. #3 forever. Number 2, the chemistry between Corey, Daryl, and Lauren. They can agree, disagree, and give each other crap, and it's all fun to listen to.
I just wish I knew more.
Good thing you don't. Number 3, getting a driver's honest opinion and perspective on what's going on in NASCAR. Number 4, more racing content and fewer poop discussions that the Plastic Box of Feelings show. Keep up the great work. Thank you.
Hell yeah!
That's nice. I like lists, so I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
If Corey was doubting his Roval theatrics, Package Donkey, or did we do I think we did Package Donkey, right? Basically said, hey, when I saw Corey post a picture of fixing the turtle problem with the Roval, I declared him my new favorite driver. Been listening all season, dropped the ball by not reviewing until now. If I could give you guys 10 stars, I'd give you 10. Now let's get him a ride where he can run up front and make some Sunday money. Oh, that was cute. That was
That's
kind of cute.
nice.
Lauren, do you want to read a nice one since you just blasted that dude?
I don't think we have any that we haven't read yet.
Yeah,
We
there's a
didn't get
bunch.
very many.
Yeah, no, there's a bunch. What are you talking about?
By the way, shout out to Gary who gave me a great review on my Formula One podcast.
Oh, that's right.
Gary
He's
listens.
a big fan of
He's
the,
a big
Was he?
fan.
of the Formula One podcast.
We love
Good.
Gary.
Thanks, Gary.
So everybody keep tuning in, keep tweeting at us, #Sunday Money. And also, if you retweet that link again that Kenny puts up, you can win a Sunday Money hat. So we'll throw that in there as well.
Ooh, Monica Howard, 1322. You guys are a great listen while I travel for work. Corey is doing so many great things to help bring attention to Samaritan's Feet. Well, that's nice. And also positive publicity to NASCAR. So are we, Monica. Thanks for being a good influence to the young fans and excited to keep hearing Poppy on the podcast. Well, we let her be in
There
here
you
for a
go.
little while today.
Yeah.
We
and
checked all those
shipped her
boxes.
off.
Yeah.
Checked all those boxes today.
I can't believe Lauren's a parent. This is so crazy.
Yeah.
So you just go home and you have a baby.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
And but because like you're not cooking still, so it's even more takeout food,
I
right?
cooked.
You cooked. What'd you make?
I made chicken Alfredo
Look at you.
on Monday.
Look at you, housewife.
Yep.
And you should be happy to know out there, for those of you that have been listening, the OGs since the beginning, Lauren is back on her Diet Coke.
I never stopped.
Full disclosure.
Poppy turned
And
out
she's
just fine.
fine.
Yeah.
She's fine.
I did all the wrong things.
All right, well, that's what's going on in the world of NASCAR. Come and see Corey and I in Talladega.
Yeah.
And come up and say hi. I did have a lot of people say Sunday money, which was kind of cute. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. And leave reviews. Go support Corey. He needs it. And we'll see you next week. We're almost done with this show, guys.
Yeah.